welcome to the second installment, lab number 2 of the trilogy of repairing computers or computers in general, Intro to Computers. I, Nathan Rampersad, have written a book which this lab is based on, lab number 2 of Intro to Computers. So if you're willing to learn more about it, here, check it out, you're here. So if you're watching this, it's either a welcome or a welcome back. If you watch lab number 1 or if you read the book. If it's a welcome, welcome. And I hope that this video will reach your expectations. And I'm not going to go too much with the intro because I know you have time and your time is valuable. So in the lab, we go over how to connect your Bluetooth device. And I go through step by step. And if you haven't read the book, I suggest you go and get it. And if you cannot afford it, or if time persists that you can't just reach the ability to get one or retrieve one, you can email me and we can see what we can do about it. But in the book, I go through a step by step, as I said, and I begin with the top or the lower right corner, and that being this little option right here. And it's this little tab right here where it says no new notifications. You click on that, you're met with this tab. And I have no new notifications now, but there should be a lot of notifications here. And right here is what we're looking for. These four little icons, one saying tablet mode, location, battery saver, and what? Bluetooth. So that's what we're looking for. So you click on go to settings, and after you click on, you right click on Bluetooth. After you right click, you're left with the option of go to settings, and you're brought to here. And after you're brought to here, you're given this option of doing this. So as you can see, let's disconnect my device for purposes. So we're gonna see this right here. So remove device for the purposes of teaching, because that's the device that we're gonna be connecting. So we're left with this Bluetooth and other devices. So the first thing you're going to want to do in this part is click on Bluetooth and other devices. So as you can see, we have Bluetooth, wireless display or dock, or everything else. And that Bluetooth section has mice, keyboards, pens, or audio and other kinds of Bluetooth devices. As I just read, it just correlates to your wireless keyboard, your wireless pens, your wireless mouses, stuff like that. But we're going to try to connect my Bluetooth headphones here and try to see the best option to connect it. So everything else is usually just like things that you might not have, and it's not the everyday occurrence for most people. So we're going to click Bluetooth right here. We're going to look for any devices that are here, and as you can see, we have our Galaxy Buds 3FD7. So this is where your devices that are ready to pair will pop up, and if you don't see your device, that means that it's either not ready to pair, it's not charged, or anything like that. If you are unaware how to correctly set it into pairing mode, find the model number or search up the device on Google or any search bar and find the manual for the pair of headphones. After you find the manual, look through the manual and look for the specific parts referring to how to set it into pairing mode. It's very easy after you find out, and you would be delighted to know that. So we click add a device and we click connecting. After you click on the device that you want to be connected, if it's successfully pairs, it will pop up the screen, your device is ready to go. That means that I can now watch YouTube videos, Netflix videos, stuff like that. So we're going to disconnect, and to show you how to disconnect, you just simply disconnect, and it's very easy. Simple 1, 2, 3 actions, right? First knowledge for most people. We can exit out because it's already going to disconnect. We can remove the device if you don't want this computer ever connecting again, which I'm going to do, but these are your options for Bluetooth devices, and that's it. What I just showed you was basically how to connect and disconnect a Bluetooth device. Simple as that. Let's just go over really quick what we're looking at here. We're looking at our Bluetooth and other devices options. We see past devices that have been connected, devices that could be connected to for like audio and streaming and mirroring your screen. We see adding Bluetooth devices, it's on. this is the laptop. If people want to connect to my laptop, we have other devices, store and go, and we have other sections that I will go over in just a second. But my goal here is to show you a different way to get to Bluetooth. So one way that I've learned to use is this same section, but this little up arrow right here. And as you can see, we're left with this section. And if you pop up, you get a bunch of different apps. So you have your USB safely eject icon, you have your Kaspersky antivirus icon, you have your my OBS Studio for recording this video icon, and then you have your Bluetooth devices. After clicking on Bluetooth, it gives this little section. It's a lot more complicated, but it's a good way to get specifically to Bluetooth. And if you are more comfortable with this way, you can go ahead and do that. You click add a Bluetooth device. It's going to bring you again to the same spot. So repeat the process. Another way that you can do this is you can go to your universal search bar. And yes, if you didn't know what this is a universal search bar. You can search for anything in this computer. File explorers, files, OBS, boom, Google, boom. What else? What else? We can search for Zoom, right? Especially this time, we probably will. You can search for screen mirroring, right? You can, well, wrong search, but whatever. You get the point. But in this case, we're gonna search for sound, or for general purposes, settings. Let's go to settings. We're left with this little page, and let's enlarge this so you can see the full thing. We're given with a bunch of icons. We see devices, we see phone, we see time and language, accounts on this device. Let's get out of there. We see privacy, update and security, ease of access, personalization, devices, app, system, whatever. These is your general settings. There are more specific settings, but these are the ones that the average Joe will alter. So what we're looking for is anything that has to do with sound. So we see system and devices. Now, after reading the front placed text, you see that we need to go to devices for Bluetooth. We click on devices, and the first thing that we are open with is Bluetooth and other devices. And of course, you repeat the process. So, as I stated in the lab book and in the beginning of this video, there is some bonuses to this video, and that is um, the ways in which you should troubleshoot actually. So to troubleshoot, and the troubleshooting process in with me speaking it and saying it to you is as I described in the book. It's asking yourself a series of questions and series of possible solutions that you can take to the actual field and or whomever you're speaking to, right? So say a client comes up to you, a friend, a family member, they come up to you and they say, look, I have this problem with my laptop, or I have this problem with my computer. Can you fix it? Now, you're not sure, but the first thing you should ask them is not, you shouldn't say, yes, I can fix it. You first should ask, what's the problem? And that's the first step, is identifying the problem that is at hand. So, what's the problem? Let's say our problem is my Bluetooth device is not connecting. And as we just saw here, go through the whole process. How do we connect this Bluetooth device, right? Your grandma comes to you, oh, I can't get this Bluetooth device connected for Zoom. How are you going to fix it? You have 3 different ways to get to that Bluetooth section and other devices section, as we just saw. You have 3 different options. I'm going to choose, so you go to settings, really fast, simple stuff. Go to devices, you go to Bluetooth, check all the Bluetooth connections. If they don't see it, that means they haven't paired it yet, and you know how to pair a Bluetooth device. And say you have another issue, that your network is not connected. You can look for the network status. This is our network, International Space Station. But that's what you can do. And my point is, I'm not going to go through every possible problem, but my point is to give you the proper tools necessary to solve the problem. You know where to go, you know where to look at, you know how to solve a problem. And of course, based on my book, and I say this in my book, don't rely on Google too much. It is a good source, but make sure that what you're looking on Google is proper and it's right. because sometimes on Google, every problem's different, and there's no single solution. There is no um, person that will have it go through the exact same things you go through. But of course, problems do repeat, and there are similar solutions to the problems. But make sure that you know, and that's why I reiterate this: the importance of learning about the technology, as my book provides for it. Right? It's learning how to do it first, then going out. Don't be that person who searches up on Google for all the answers. It feels better to know it yourself. So know it. And with that said, we're gonna basically at the end of the video. If you just came here for Bluetooth devices, you're most likely not here anymore. But if you are, of course, thank you for staying. And if you are that person who genuinely likes what I'm speaking, thank you. Again, if you haven't gotten the book yet, shameless plug, go and get it. It's a good book, but it's very inexpensive, and it's the best I can do with the fully capabilities I have now. I'm just trying to make the biggest impact as I can as a child. So let's move forward to looking forward. If you want to know what the next lab video, the final lab video is going to be talking about, it's called personalization and customization using another background settings. We go more in depth in that. Of course, it's a part of the Windows unit, um, chapter 6 of the book. So really look into that. It's pretty cool. Um, Cool to make sure that the interface is how I want it, right? To make it mine, not default like this. I'm gonna be altering this to making sure it looks better and more presentable. So if you stay till the end, you are a warrior, and I continue to salute to you, right? So I hope that this video may have been useful and useful. But if you're going back, if you're reading from the book, go back and continue to read. If you're just watching a video and you need help to connect the Bluetooth device or anything else, check out any other videos, right? And not just my videos, any videos on computers. And keep on learning, never stop learning, and just stay smart, right? So don't let this quarantine get to you. So with that said, peace out, and I'll see you.